Good morning and welcome to Daywave. It is a Tuesday show. Thank you for being here, everybody. We really do appreciate it. Even though there's no money going around, we're here. We'll get through it. Everyone's broke as fuck. Everyone's
promised. Here. Nobody ever donates. You're all fuck ups.
Yeah.
Give us money.
It really is. It's getting bad out there. It's getting bad for everybody. By the way, it's not. We know it's not you guys. It hurts. Everyone's hurting. Trust me, we know everyone's hurting.
Everyone's hurting.
The whole country sucks. I want to leave.
Yeah.
But there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, where the fuck am I gonna go? I'm already in Florida. I'm already in one of the freest places you could be, and it's still fucking. The country in general sucks enough where you feel it everywhere. You know.
The only two things Florida is missing is open carry and fucking legal weed. Once you have that, it literally will be the freest place.
Well, we don't have open carry. We do have constitutional, but we'll get there. And
fucking stupid.
Medical, we got medical, but recreational is going to be on the ballot again the next cycle. So we'll see.
Based.
But it's going to pass. You want to know why I know it's going to pass? Because Planet 13,
fucking weed shops everywhere.
Planet 13's already building 3 different huge things here, like they have in Vegas.
Damn.
They're already building
You know
them.
how I know it's gonna pass?
Mm.
Yeah, how I know it's gonna pass,
How?
Royce? Because fucking Orlando looks like Virginia Beach, fucking right before we passed.
Dude, no. Here, let me be clear, because I've talked about it.
Fucking like little weed shops and shit.
I've talked about it. I've talked about it on the show, and I'll say it again. I've talked about it on the show, and I'll say it again. You could, if you're in this Orlando proper, Kissimmee, Tampa, as long as you're not being an idiot, cops aren't gonna bug you for smoking weed here. You know, they don't really care that much.
That when I lived there either, so I mean, it didn't
Right.
really give a shit.
Yeah,
That was a decade ago.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I just smoked in the backyard of the Airbnb in a fucking retarded nice neighborhood that I had no business being in, and nobody bothered me. So.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean I'm telling you, they don't care. Not around here, man. The truth of the matter is, they can't care because so many tourists come here from so many places that have weed. It would be such a fucking uphill battle. Like honestly, the only time they get here's a perfect example. You want the rules of Florida in terms of how you could smoke weed here in public and people to leave you alone. Don't walk around with a blunt.
Okay.
But walk around with a fucking dab pen. I walk around now with a dab pen. I walk around with my Luca, with the one that I fill with wax. I literally smoke wax when I'm walking around because it looks like a vape. As long as it doesn't smell like you're fucking smoking a blunt. And honestly, you want to know the reason that is? It's not even because of anything else, but because they just don't want the black people there. And those are the ones that are rolling up blunts. Am I lying? Tell me I'm wrong. Right? Like, they're just, it's the same thing as like all the fancy restaurants around here. During COVID, this is true. I've told the story before, but it's worth repeating because it's related. When after COVID happened, right? And remember all those stimmy checks were going around?
Yeah.
So when certain demographic of people were, and I just want to say not just black people, also Puerto Rican, which close, but they live like
sometimes they're worse.
Trash is trash.
You would
depends.
It really depends. But my point is that demographic specific. Like for example, I'm not saying white trash isn't wasteful. Like if you were to give white trash a bunch of money, they're going to buy like 3 jet skis and a four-wheeler, instead of pay their exactly. But that's my point. But my
Home
thing,
entertainment systems and shit,
bro. Anything Kenny Powers bought when he got his major league check is what they buy, right? But no, for real, right? So
it's true.
But specifically that demographic. So what they were doing was they were getting the money. If you go to Mall of Millennia, which is our good mall, there's always a good mall and a bad mall in every city.
Yeah, stay away from Colonial.
Yeah, stay away from Florida Mall.
Okay.
But Millennium Mall's where all the money is. Like it's all the nice stores like the Gucci and the Prada and all that kind of shit are the stores that are there. When the stimmy checks were out there were lines outside of the fancy stores of the Armanis and the Guccis and anything you've heard in a fucking Megan Thee Stallion song, right? And it was all black people and Puerto Ricans, mostly. That's what was standing out. And because they were worried about stealing, they were only letting 3 people in the store at a time.
Yeah, COVID protocol.
Yeah.
So mob,
Yeah.
snatch.
By the way,
what if 20 of them run in?
Yeah, exactly. Here's the thing. COVID protocol was what they were using. But We know what it was.
Racial protocol is what they really wanted to say.
But then when the stimmy checks came out, all the fancy restaurants, and I'm talking about like the five, like really like higher end places, the Capitol Grills, the Eddie V's, the Ruth Chris, the Mortons, the higher end restaurants, right? They all released these new dress codes. Now, the dress codes, what they wanted to say was no hood black people, because that's what they meant, you know, no hood people. But they can't say that. You're not allowed to say that. What they did with the dress code was, are you ready? No athletic gear at all. At all. Okay?
No Russians.
No hats at all. No sneakers at all. And what was the other one? There was, oh, yes, and this is my favorite one. Two more for women. No excessively revealing clothing, which is a sign that was never needed. But now it is, because they're the ones that are wearing the black women look like Lizzo that are wearing like G-strings walking around.
Mm-hmm. Who's the judge of that? Who's the judge of excessive?
God. No, I mean, honestly, excessively revealing clothing, I guess, it's pretty much the manager decides that, I guess. But then in terms of the last one, which was, and this is my favorite one, we will not serve anybody that has a foul odor of marijuana.
Oh, that's discrimination right there, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
of
course,
the only way that is if you're smoking a fat blunt in the car and then you roll in with like three
and
dudes,
it's
you
going back to what I said earlier. Exactly why they say no, we don't. They'll stop you fucking smoking blunts and shit from places, because there is an actual tier of respect when it comes to smoking weed. I think,
Absolutely.
right? As someone who smokes weed, the tier of respect is like, depending on where if I'm going to go to a nice restaurant, I will get high. I get high everywhere all the time, but I'll get high with my pen or my wax. You know, I'm not about to go to a really nice restaurant and walk in with smelling like I just smoked a blunt of regs. You know what I mean? Like that would annoy me, you know. Even if I would smoke weed, that annoys me, you know.
Yeah.
So
I can't tell the difference because I just walk around like that all the time.
No. I know. I mean, don't get me wrong. It doesn't. I get what you're saying, but for other people, you know, like I get it, man.
Is a blunt of regs like worse than like a blunt of quality?
I mean, weed smells like weed after it's burned. After it burns, weed smells like weed, right?
It's the paper.
Yeah, if it's bucket backwoods. You know, what if the rule was no backwoods blunts? That'll keep a big amount of people out. Yeah, exactly.
English league weed,
right?
At least be smelling good, all right?
Yeah.
Backwoods are dog shit, anyways. If you don't,
they're not even letting Obama in.
No, they have to let him in. He's gay.
He's gay.
No, he fucked a man.
That they should have a sign. No blacks unless you're gay.
Oh yeah, that's
he
good.
fucked a man in Gertie.
Yeah, remember that fucking male prostitute that Obama and him smoked crack and he fucked him in a limo? That was one of my favorites.
Speaking of shaming poor people and blacks, I guess poor shaming actually works because Renee's giving us $5 in Rumble. I'm not poor.
No, you are. You are poor.
King of all pixels, 5 again. I'm not poor either. And really want Royce to beat his demons. This is for the rehab fund. Stay strong, Papa. You got this.
Rehab's for quitters.
Well, I mean, you quit rehab.
Goddamn right.
Damn right.
It's the only thing you're allowed to quit.
And that makes you a fucking winner.
Hey,
you stuck to your guns.
Yeah, you quit.
All we're saying is stop being poor and donate.
And do your drugs. For God's sakes, do your drugs.
Do your drugs.
Do your drugs.
Just spray something.
Just be respectful about it. Do your drugs.
I'm all about that. I'm all about respectful drug use. I really am. And I'm not just talking about weed, you know, anything. I don't give a fuck. Let me be clear here. I don't give a fuck what drugs anybody uses. I'm a big, when it comes to that, I'm like a 2012 libertarian, Ron Paul libertarian, where I'm like, I don't give a fuck. If you want to fucking kill yourself, kill yourself. I don't give a shit.
The state has no right to regulate what you put in your body.
And what bothers me is because of shit like that, when people are looking for other drugs, they're now getting fentanyl because since there's no quality control, you know?
Yeah.
People that wanted to do a bump of coke to party, which let's be realistic here. Look, if you become addicted to coke, it's really bad for you and it can fucking kill you. But if you coke every once in a while, the truth of the matter is, and this is within a one. Oh, let me get off of fucking YouTube.